Capital News tonight. Rains destroy Idiwili Bridge in Mbeya region, cutting off road links to various villages. Prime Minister directs councils to start economic empowerment funds. And in sports, the Kili Marathon 21-kilometer race participation tickets have been sold out ahead of the February 15 deadline. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Nasma Mwambe. Let's get started with the national news. Residents of 3 villages of Isuto ward in Mbeya region have no road links after river at Idiwili Bridge was destroyed due to ongoing rains and causing the villages to have no access to social services.
The problem is the bridge. There is no communication whenever it rains heavily. Whenever it rains, residents fail to get certain services since the bridge becomes impassable. Residents of Isutu fail to go to Mbalizi once it rains. The contractor began the work on time before the rain season by beginning with breaking the old bridge. Unfortunately, constructions will not carry on until the rains are over.
More than 300 residents in Nkuhungu ward Dodoma have become homeless following ongoing rains which flooded house, the situation that has caused by culverts built on the Singida-Dodoma roads directing water into their residences.
The
school is built in an area prone to flooding. How are our children supposed to learn? The water used to be as far as the dam, but it has moved closer because of road infrastructure.
Tunaomba tupate msaada wa maji haya yapunguzwe kasi ya kuendelea kuja katika maeneo haya.
We are asking for assistance to stop water from further flowing to this area by cleaning up large drains and by asking TANROADS to build an additional big one.
Kuja katika makazi ya wananchi.
Kuna wananchi wengine itabidi wakubali.
Some people will have to agree that the area is no longer safe for living, so we can agree on how to make this area safe.
Tanzania Meteorological Agency TMA has announced that ongoing rains in various parts of the country will continue, particularly in regions experiencing rain seasons such as Singida, Dodoma, Lindi and Mtwara, while in Dar es Salaam and coast regions, they are expected to end on February 11th. Other regions to expect rains include Ruvuma, Mbeya, Iringa, Njombe, Rukwa, Kigoma, Tabora and Katavi.
Tunatarajia vipindi hivi kuendelea hadi hapo siku ya kesho, lakini tunategemea upungufu kuanzia kesho kutwa.
We expect this period to last until tomorrow and that the condition to improve a day after tomorrow. In southern coastal region, Lake Victoria and Highlands, the rainfall is outside the season, but in southern coast it is seasonal.
Kusini na huku nyanda za juu kusini magharibi ni mvua za msimu.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has said the government has begun special strategies to join economic empowerment funds to one body and directed all councils in the country to start economic empowerment funds so as to move the services closer to the public and help them improve their economic status.
Na kupitia mfuko huo tumeweza kuwafikia sehemu kubwa ya vijana wetu.
Through the fund, many youth, women and disabled were reached, and yet again, the fund is in every council, even here in Arusha. After every 3 months of revenue collections, loans are issued to women, disabled and youth. The loan is recognizable by law. We have decided to educate you and make you aware of the fund.
Mifuko hii imeanzishwa kwa ajili ya kutatua changamoto zinazozuia wananchi kushiriki kikamilifu
katika shughuli za kiuchumi.
The funds were introduced to assist residents who are facing challenges in setting up businesses. This came up following several setbacks in financial institutions.
Residents in Yakika and Matemanga in Tunduru District, Ruvuma region have complained of elephants destroying their harvests and causing death, whereby they have urged the government to find a permanent solution to the problem.
Changamoto kubwa inayotukuta ni wanyamapori kushambulia mazao ya wakulima.
The main challenge that we face is wild animals invading farms in residential areas.
Panatokea hatari ya kuhatarisha maisha ya binadamu, baadhi ya wanachama wanapoteza maisha.
Hifadhi ya Taifa ya Tarangire ina tembo wengi sana.
Tarangire National Park has a lot more elephants compared to how big the area is, but the number of people getting killed by elephants are few compared to those killed in Selu.
Ukanda huu wa Selu.
Na niwashukuru sana Farms Foundation kwa project hii mnayoenda kuifanya.
I commend them for this project, which will take knowledge to the people on how to live with elephants.
Members of the parliament have urged the government to ensure that in the next 5 years it focuses on strengthening industries, the agriculture sector, and for Tanzania Revenue Authority to improve its tax collection system, which they said has led to shutdown of many businesses.
Tumesema kwa miaka mitano kuna tatizo kwa wafanyabiashara wa mkoa mzima wa Geita.
For 5 years it has been reported that there is a problem with Geita region traders. They are complaining on tax estimations done by TRA, saying that they are not friendly, probably because their targets are bigger comparing to survey done.
Tuwe na viwanda hata vya kanda 5 vikubwa ambavyo vinaweza kufanya kazi nzuri.
Let us have at least 5 big factories from 5 zones that produces good quality products, like the leather factory in Arusha. We want the factory to even be bigger by having stores in Mwanza, Mara, Shinyanga and other regions in the country.
220 stalls at Kilosa District Council have been closed by the traders to pressurize for the payment of 30,000 shillings in levies instead of 50,000 shillings, which they are currently paying. They have urged the regional leadership to intervene in the matter.
Traders are suffering from Kilosa Council's tax, especially us who operate at the bus terminal. For example, a shop like this is charged 50,000 shillings monthly. It is quite expensive comparing to what I earn in each month. It's been 6 months now since we have been pleading for the council to at least reduce the tax to 30,000 shillings.
Mgomo huu utaendelea.
These demonstrations will continue until our grievances are heard by the regional commissioner to have a dialogue with traders. Again, we are also calling on the president to intervene in this matter.
Hii tozo ya shilingi 50,000 tozo ambayo ni halali kwa maana ni tozo ambayo ilipita kwenye mchakato wa vikao vyote.
The tax is legal. It has been collected for 2 years now. If traders need amendments, they should follow procedures. There is room for negotiations. They should not hurt people. I urge them to open the shops.
Farmers and various stakeholders engaging in irrigation farming in Mbeya, Iringa, Njombe and Ruvuma regions have been directed to increase efforts in conservation of water resources so as to enable the electricity shoring project at the Julius Nyerere Dam receive sufficient water.
Water coming into this dam is 33 billion cubic meters from different rivers. So it is extremely important to protect water sources.
Na kuna uwezekano mkubwa wa kuongeza eneo la kilimo.
There is a big possibility to increase agricultural area like in Lower Rufiji because we will have a reliable water supply in the rain and dry seasons.
Muhimu sana hizi kwa wananchi.
And that is the end of the national news. International news comes next after the break. And in international news, Police in Myanmar's capital fired gunshots into the air on Tuesday to disperse demonstrations against the ruling military as protesters defied bans on gatherings amid nationwide outrage at last week's coup. Demonstrations began a fourth day of protest, defying a ban of gatherings of 5 or more people and threats from a coup leader Senior General Min Aung Hlaing to take action against large rallies. Aung San Suu Kyi, the country's civilian leader and founder of the ruling National League for Democracy (NLD), was detained along with dozens of members of her government as the generals moved to seize power last week. Moving on, former Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has been released by a Kiambu court on the cash of 300,000 shillings of a surety of the same amount. The court said the prosecution failed to convince the court on why Sonko should not be given bail or bond in a case where he has been charged with various counts of assault and forcibly entry of property.
Bond of Kenya shillings 300,000 with a surety of a similar amount. 2, the accused person to cooperate with the investigating officer and heed summons when required by the IO. 3, parties are at liberty, and again I say this as a court of law, very alive to the fact that our own constitution talks about alternative disputes resolution mechanism. The DPP, through prosecution counsel on record, has not demonstrated or placed evidence or any material before this court to establish that the accused person is a threat to public order, peace and security, at least not before this court.
That is the end of international news. Business comes next after the break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has called on financial institutions to review interest rates on loans they provide to beneficiaries to see if they are productive. He made the call in Arusha when he toured the Economic Empowerment Exhibition Fund.
Naiagiza mifuko yote na programu zote za uwezeshaji kwa wananchi ifanye tathmini ya shughuli na huduma zake kama kweli mnapata mafanikio.
I instruct all funds and all empowerment programs for citizens to evaluate its services if they are successful, so that you also know the challenges facing your customers, but to know areas that needs improvement so that loans can bring benefits to the citizens. The government wants the loans to be released and do the work intended, and most importantly, all programs should ensure its repayment and have low interest rates. That will make it easier for citizens. My expectation is that the interest of these loans will be low. Then how people will benefit and repay the interest. Sardine processors along the shores of Kimoyomoyo in Ilamba Village, Mureba District, Kagera Region, have said they face the challenge of lack of reliable markets for their products, a situation that is incurring them heavy losses.
Tunaomba serikali tutafutie masoko kwa sababu tuna soko la Tanzania tu.
We ask the government to find market for us because we only have a Tanzania market that we rely on. We only send it to Kigoma, and at the time the market is full, there are no buyers. That is our biggest challenge. We are seeking for outside market. Within a short period of time, less than a month, we will come with CEDO to train all entrepreneurial groups on how to best run your businesses so that you can make profit out of it, and the whole process of getting labels, but also selling in supermarkets. I promise you, do not be discouraged. The government has come up with regulations which will oversee and regulate microfinance services in the country, with research showing that 55.3% of the national labor force in the country access financial services from microfinance institutions.
Kutokana na muhimu wa sekta hii, serikali kupitia Wizara ya Fedha na Mipango.
Due to the importance of this ministry, the government through the Ministry of Finance and Planning conducted a review of the national policy on microfinance services of year 2000 and formulating new policies of 2017, as well as strategy for its implementation over a period of 10 years. That started on 2017-2018 up to 2027 to 2028. Among other things, the policy directed the enactment of specific laws to regulate and develop financial sector that will eliminate the existing legal challenges that affect the management and control of the well-being of the industry.
Hii itasaidia pamoja na mambo mengine kuratibu masuala yote yanayohusu biashara ya huduma ndogo za fedha katika maeneo wanayosimamia.
Among other things, it will help to coordinate all matters pertaining to the business of microfinance services in the area under their supervision, but also to manage the work of small financial service data, to encourage the business of small financial services, to monitor and evaluate small businesses' financial services, to register facilitators and issue permit to promoters. And that is the end of business news. Sports comes next after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose some length.
And in sports, the Kili Marathon 21-kilometer race participation tickets have been sold out ahead of the deadline on February 16th, with the competition expected to take place on February 28th in Kilimanjaro.
Yani hakuna tena nafasi ya kujisajili, tumefunga mbio za kilomita 21 za Tigo. Tumebakia sasa hivi na mbio za Kilimanjaro Premier Laga kilomita 42, ambako kuna nafasi mpaka jana kulikuwa bakia nafasi 300 kati ya 750. Na kuna nafasi vile vile kwenye mbio za Grand Mount kilomita 5. Tunaomba wanaotaka kushiriki wajiandae, maana muda sio rafiki, jisajili haraka kabla nafasi haijaisha.
Tanzania Under-20 head coach Jamhuri Kiwelo has said that the friendlies played in Uganda helped them ahead of the African Cup of Nations tournament in Mauritania. Here is more.
Ngorongoro Heroes and Uganda's Hippos played 2 friendlies where the latter won the initial encounter before losing the second game 5-3. Although Kiwelo is happy how the friendlies have boosted their AFCON under-20 preparations, he is still not convinced that the weaknesses in his team have been fully cured. On his part, Uganda's Morley Biakwaso said they were defeated because of the mistakes his players committed. Tanzania are in Group C alongside Ghana, Gambia and Morocco, while in Group B, Burkina Faso, Tunisia, the Central African Republic and Namibia are the competitors.
The referee Mike Dean is to step back from officiating duties after his family was threatened on their private social media accounts, becoming the latest victim in an ongoing tide of online abuse against prominent football figures. Here are more to the details.
Dean has reported the abuse, which included death threats, to police and will take no part in the next round of Premier League fixtures, the referee's body has confirmed. He is expected to return the following week. The incident apparently followed Dean's decision to send off West Ham's midfielder Thomas Soucek in the closing seconds of their draw with Fulham last weekend. With Manchester United's Lauren James and Axel Tuanzebe alongside Bristol Rovers defender Mark Liddell, also the recipients of racist messages online in the past few days, social media companies have once again come under fire from governing bodies and government alike.
Luis Suarez's excellent start to a life at Atletico Madrid continued on Monday night as he broke a record set by Cristiano Ronaldo with his goals against Celta. Hear the story.
The Uruguay international struck on the stroke of halftime at the Wanda Metropolitano to pull Atletico level with the visitors, who went ahead through a Santi Mina goal just 13 minutes into the match. The 34-year-old struck again early in the second half to give the home team the lead and put them on course to extend their lead at the top of La Liga. The goals take Suarez's goal tally for Diego Simeone's men up to 16 in just 17 La Liga appearances since making the switch from Barcelona last summer.
Manchester City's Champions League round of 16 first leg tie away to Borussia has been moved to Budapest. Here's more.
The decision has been taken due to travel restrictions on foreign nationals arriving into Germany. A UEFA statement said UEFA can confirm that the UEFA Champions League round of 16 first leg match between Borussia VfL 1900 Mönchengladbach and Manchester City FC will now take place at the Puskas Arena in Budapest. The move means City will play at the Puskas Arena 7 days after Liverpool, whose tie away to RB Leipzig on 16th of February has been moved to the same venue for the same reason. Germany's travel restrictions are due to remain in place until 17th of February, but are expected to be extended, leading Borussia Mönchengladbach to begin exploring alternative venues.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. Thank you for watching and good night.